Hey guys, thanks for watching. I am Aaron Kurtz, and I have a program online called the OCD Hero. It's a community slash coaching program, free to join. So um, take advantage of that. I want to talk about OCD and where to start. I want you to start thinking if you're new to OCD or if you just want to come back to a certain place and regroup, a place to fall back on or to start from is beginning to feel or start feeling safe again in your body. Now, what does that mean? And why is it important to feel safe? Our our brains are, and more importantly, our subconscious brains. Okay, when I say subconscious brain, this is the autopilot, automatic system that gives you basically your perception of life and really creates your reality, your experience of life. It's running since you were born, and it basically downloaded a template or a way of understanding what is safe and what is dangerous for you. And this is all for your survival. It's baked into the experience of being a human, that we have an autopilot system that we have put in data over time to then help us live our life and help us survive, right? Something happens, boom, we have, if someone cuts us off in traffic, we can turn. If we hear a noise, boom, our system can run if it needs to. It all happens automatically without us having to think about it and then do that. It might be too late, it might be too slow, and we die. That's how our system is thinking. It's thinking in those terms. And so if you understand the priorities of the system, of your system, is am I safe or am I in danger? That's how your subconscious automatic system is governing everything. Every input that comes in is being placed in those two categories. And that is all based on your perception or your belief about what is safe and what is dangerous. So you see that we have a lot of control over this. We had a lot of control over this as we put into our system what is safe and what is not, and we still do to this day. So we can still change that whole interplay, that relationship between what is safe and what's a threat. So when you understand OCD and anxiety, you understand our system feels overwhelmed and feels threatened. That's what anxiety and OCD is telling you. If you're confused about why you feel what you do, your system feels threatened. It feels unsafe. Maybe you've been through a lot of stress, real or perceived, but at some point it felt very real to you, probably in childhood, and it's stacked on. And your anxiety is the symptom, your body chronically stuck in this threatening mode. So we got to bring calm to the body. How do we do this? What's the best way to do this? Because with OCD, like, you're going to need to make changes, and I like the word transformation. Like, you need a transformation of your mind. That's what is required of you if you want to see lasting, true change in your environment, in your experience of life. If you want to make any headway, you need to transform how you think, what you believe. But it starts with calming your system, getting your system to feel like the threats are lowered. Then you can move into other aspects of creating change. So one of the best ways I like to do this is with emotional freedom technique, EFT, called tapping. What is tapping? Maybe you've heard of it. You can look it up, Google it, YouTube it. You'll find all the resources. So many good resources out there. I'm not going to exhaust and try to, go through a whole thing on it. But you can look at that. Tapping is like an 8 or 9 point acupressure points that you tap on throughout your body. As you talk, there's different ways to do this. That's one round right there. The belief is that you're using acupressure points where your body feels safe and has a calming stimulus to your brain that allows your body to calm down. And you combine that with sort of a cognitive behavioral therapy type of way of thinking about just talking about your fears, talking about whatever the stressor is in your mind as you're tapping through it. Look it up, type in tapping, EFT tapping. You'll get plenty of videos on that. I can do a video sometime as well, but there's so many out there that are great. That's an instant calmer. Instant. I'm telling you, I over and over in my 10 years of having, OCD, time and time again, tapping is proven to just calm my brain and body. If I get overwhelmed or I'm not managing thoughts well, I know I can come back to tapping and just get back to a more grounded place. Now, do we always want to tap away our fears and our emotions and our feelings? I would say no. I don't think that's a long-term goal. Some people approach it this way. I take the approach of tapping is a great way to calm yourself down. But to really change the subconscious brain, tapping is a great way to calm you down and get you in a position to then, when you get triggered or you feel the emotions come up, you can move to a place of feeling the emotions, detaching from the mental story, mental narrative, mental thoughts about what that means. That's the trick, right? Because with OCD, and especially with this, what they call pure OCD, is that the obsession is not something that we can all see. No one's washing their hands. No one's checking the stove. It's in your mind. You've got some sort of a ritual. You've got some sort of a mental compulsion to make yourself feel better. That's what it is, right? That's OCD. We're stuck in those loops. We've got a whole web built up over years of doing this, of compulsively helping ourselves to feel better because of these feelings that come up. Feelings. We have repressed feelings that we have subconsciously and consciously, but I should say unconsciously. We're not aware of how we're doing it, but we're pushing these feelings away. And this is not to go into all the, I have my own theories and reasons why this happens, but this video is just going into like calming your body down and kind of going in this area. But so when those feelings come up, or when we get a trigger, that's a great time to be with the emotion. When emotions come up, emotions are meant to be felt and moved on, experienced and moved on. Emotions will move. They're very fluid. It's energy. Emotion is really energy. And they carry different, thanks to David Hawkins, and you can look him up, the map of consciousness. He scaled emotions down from love all the way down to shame. And each one has different frequency levels. They carry different frequency levels. And those all feel different. If you know how love feels, if you know how shame feels, they're frequency levels. We're electrical beings. We work on frequency. So that's all energy. And as when you trigger, what a beautiful moment. What a beautiful thing to be triggered. When you feel, as long as you understand, you're aware, you allow it to come up, and do not compulsively try to control it with your mind. Let it be there and try to just be with it as you do your thing. Maybe you need to take a time out to check in, to go in and be with that emotion. Or maybe you can, if you're at work, if you're whatever, you need to just be with it. And that sucks sometimes, but you're still not pressing it down. You're letting it be there. Telling yourself it's safe. What you're doing in that moment is you're telling your brain, you're sending your brain a signal saying, this emotion is okay. I can be with it. And emotion will then not have that resistance, and it will move on out. So when we compulsively overthink and suppress, what we're doing is we are resisting that energy. The energy that wants to come on and out. Like, why would you be getting triggered? What's the point of triggers? Why would we get triggered? Just for the hell of it? You're getting triggered because that emotion wants to come out. When it gets tapped into deep inside, It says, "Who? I'm coming out." And then what we do, we push it back down. So we want to take that resistance, become aware of the resistance, and let it come up and let it come out. And that is how we become lighter. We raise our frequency, and OCD thoughts go away. There's no more need for them. Yes, your OCD thoughts have a reason for being there. It's not about OCD thoughts. It's really about these deeper, stuck emotions that want to come out. And so when we think about OCD recovery, it's not so much about controlling these guys, these big OCD thoughts of harm or sexual or contamination, whatever it is that that we think of OCD. They're there because they're manifesting from a deeper well of repressed emotions that are more basic and primal that started in childhood. So that's the bigger thing. But essentially, calm your body down. Start with calming your body down by tapping. It's a great way to do it. Give yourself some privacy to do it if you want to. There's no problem with doing it out in public, but do it if it feels better for you to do it in private. It's going to still work regardless. And look up a video on that. It's a great way. And then moving on from there as your body, and it changes. It changes how you feel, and you change the thoughts you have, because it's calming your subconscious brain, which gives us our thoughts. As that happens, you become more confident and more aware. You can then be with thoughts and not just tap them away. Hope that makes sense. That's a huge foundational thing to start with and always come back to, but start there. Start tapping. Start journaling. Get it out. That's a great way too. Journaling, talk therapy. If you have a therapist or someone to listen, but tapping instantly calming your brain and body down, and that's a great place to start. So hope that helps. Leave any comments, questions about this process or anything I've said. More videos to come, and until next time.